Hi everyone, #1 Marmaduke fan here, and I found another winner. This has got to be this has got to be the most red-pilled kids book I've found. I don't know if red-pilled is exactly the right word for it because that's so broad it can have lots of connotations, but this is definitely the most anti-participation trophy award book I've ever seen. Stickley sticks to it. In terms of, so Brenda S. Miles, I think, is a child psychologist or neurologist, and Steve Mack, I'm pretty sure Steve is using Adobe Illustrator or a similar program because the lines are so pristine, and then pasting on a faux paper texture to create the impression of a cut paper style. As artistic critique, I think there's a little bit of a sameness problem of reusing the same assets over and over again, but generally pleasing, generally well constructed and put together. And the moral of this book is so good. I want this handed out to every kid in every school so we don't have another generation of millennials. So let's take a look at some of the highlights. So meet Stickley, he's a frog. Every day he wears shorts and a fancy bow tie. So the idea of a character can be very simple. A frog in shorts and a bow tie can be a character. And drawing regularly and doodling and combining things in unusual ways, you're going to have characters arise from that. I mean, there's also, I guess, kind of a, cynical way of just like put any animal in a funny outfit and boom, you've got a character. But I think there's some spark that you need to have for anyone else to connect with the character and love the character. And even though this is kind of an edutainment book where they're trying to teach kids an important life lesson through the context of a story, the character works for the story, and there's imagination put into what this character is so that he can have life beyond just a 1, 2, 3 list of things to do, to have a stick-to-itiveness, or what I called a solid working attitude and good work habits. So Stickley has stick-to-itiveness. You know, this was cute. They show the story of him sticking to a plate and upsetting the dinner guests, which that could be a story all by itself, but it gives you a feel for who Stickley is. He's a little kid, and he does stuff that, you know, this is a funny drawing, just like the sweet simplicity of that line curving around into a simple shape. The expression, everything I love and I'm looking for in Marvel Comics. They're bringing their A game to this simple idea. And then sometimes he sticks to things that he doesn't want to stick to. And then it starts making the educational application, his attitude. By sticking to something, you can get something done. And here's the red pill moment, guys. So let me just read you this. Did you know that Stickley won a trophy for spelling orangutan forwards and backwards? He took his time and stuck to it. Octavia couldn't do it, and she's an orangutan. Clearly, she didn't have Sticky's stick-to-itness on that day. What? You mean that I can't just say boo-hoo, I'm being oppressed, and instantly the glass ceiling is gone? I've actually got to do some real work and stick to it and develop good work habits? Man, when you empathize with people, you can imagine something from their perspective. So when I put on my feminist lenses, I can just feel the triggering happen at this page. I can see the patriarchy, and I love it. Awesome. Okay, and then it gives some actual legitimate good advice. So you want to begin by making a plan and gathering supplies. When you're tired, take a break. But you actually have to go to work after you take a break, and what to do if you're stuck. You know, you can look at the problem in a new way. You can make a new plan if you fail. You can ask for help if you're stuck. So then he has to do a speech for school. I don't want to show too much so I don't get in trouble. And then he applies those principles to his problem, and he figures out how to deliver a good speech. I even like, you know, the coffee tipping over and the owl teacher, and like both of them have yellow eyes, but it works color-wise because yellow is used elsewhere and in his belly. So, and the yellow and purple contrast, you know, bright kids' colors, but not garish kid colors. They're not fighting against each other, they're working together. And then look, it's our girl Octavia showing again. Now Stickley teaches the whole class, even Octavia, how to make a plan and stick to it. You can do it, Octavia. You can break that glass ceiling. You just need to ditch some of that toxic cancer that's being sold to you in the schools every day. Stick to it. I love this. Please give this to a kid so we don't have another generation of entitled millennials. So awesome. Stay woke, guys. I'm #1 Marmaduke fan. I hope to one day create a children's book that is as red-pilled as this. Love you guys. Catch you later.